What do you do when you fall off a goal that you have been very excited about and you started it and everything was great and all of a sudden you lose that momentum and bam, you feel down on yourself, right? Or sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where we're excited, we're going to do this, we have a plan, this elaborate plan, and it's great, it's going to be awesome, but then we don't get to it. What do? Because we feel like we want to give up. You don't want to do it anymore. You're like, man, I just failed myself. But fear not, because today I want to talk to you about something that I've been thinking about for some time, and that is consistency. Yes, we've talked about consistency, but oftentimes we look at consistency as doing the things that we should be doing. Meaning, if I set a New Year's resolution, with most of us in January did, then we look at consistency as, hey, I did that thing that I said I'll do. If I said I'm gonna go out for a mile walk or run every day this year, then I did that thing every day this year. That is what consistency is. And yes, I've said that too. That is what it means, being consistent. But let me tell you this. There's something that I just thought about and I realized, oh wait, consistency is not the problem when you fall off. Because the truth is, guess what? You've been consistent. Yes, it's not like, oh no, I just have not been consistent. I have issues with consistency. No, you do not have issues with consistency. And let me tell you why. Because when you set a New Year's resolution, so let's assume 2024, you did not do anything. You did not work out, you were not in the gym, and this year you decide you want to do that. So when you decide that, okay, I'm going to walk every day for a mile in 2025 for 365 days. Okay, that's what you've decided. Then what you're actually doing is you're trading one consistency with another. So you're consistent at not walking. And now you're deciding to be consistent at walking. So it's not about, oh, I'm not consistent. Is there? You were consistent, but we have a tendency to look at consistency as only one-sided. So as I was thinking about it, I decided to flip it on its head. Where I was like, what if you were to regard, now it's past January 15th, some people have given up, some people have fallen off, things have happened that made you stop doing that, or it seems like you can't just achieve that thing you wanted to achieve. So what if you were to look at that goal, flip it on its head for a second, and look at it as not being more consistent in your walk, but rather being less consistent in your lack of walking, in your lack of activity. And it doesn't have to be fitness. It could be, say you want to curb your spending. What if you were to it's not about being consistent in saving money, but less consistent in spending money? It's the same coin. It's about how you look at it. Because when we focus too much on, I broke my consistency on this side, then we get down on ourselves. But if you flip it on its head for a second and you realize that, hey, wait a minute, any chance I get to break a streak on this side is a win, then my goal is to break as many streaks on this side, which means it doesn't matter how many days you've missed. It's like, do you have a chance to break that streak? Yes, you can. And sometimes that might not be, say if it was a walk, that might not be a 1 mile walk. That might be a 500 feet walk or run. Then you no longer hold the streak. And then the question is, how long are you going to keep this bad habit away? It's about breaking that consistency. Because you've already accepted that you're so bad at consistency, right? So let's embrace that and let's be better at consistency on the things that are keeping you from your goals. Because by doing that, then all of a sudden you become more consistent on the things that are getting you towards your goals. It's something that I was thinking about and I'm like, oh, yeah, why not? Because what happens is, how come when I do something and I've been good and then I mess up once, suddenly I'm back here. But I can stay here for as long, but when I do one thing or on this side, I'm never back here. I always consider that I'm back here. That's baffling to me if you think about it. So in 2025, let's understand that we are consistent. So it's a matter of choosing what you're going to be consistent in, the good or the bad. Are you going to be consistent in the things that are keeping you from your goals or the things that are getting you to your goals? It's your choice at the end of the day. Which one is going to be more consistent, right? And you want to try your best to just continue that battle. So if you've fallen off your wagon so far in 2025, it's not too late to get back up and break that inconsistency. Just get back up, get back at it. Why did you set that resolution in the first place? There's a reason. So do it. Break that consistent bad habit. Since we've established that we are all consistent, we're just consistent in the wrong thing. And in doing that, you might not see it while you're in the trenches. You might not see the progress while you're in the trenches. But what's going to happen is down the line, when you've achieved, when this has become so natural, second nature, you look back and say to yourself, oh my goodness, wow, look at how far I've come. It will be so hard to imagine where you were that when you start to hear people making the same excuses or give the same reason that you used to give, you're going to remember that and be like, oh, I was there. That is why people that have gone through it will tell you something and you're like, yeah, you just don't understand what I'm going through. You just don't get it. You make it sound easier than it is. But the truth is, it is easier than we make it. Yes, getting there takes hard work. But it is actually simple than we think it is, if we can just allow ourselves to do it. So the moment you realize you've fallen off track, do your best to get back up and try and get on track, because it's not about perfection on this side. Right? That's another way to put it. It's not about perfection on this side, it's about imperfection on this side. Because you have a streak, assuming you didn't run last year and you want to run this year, you have like a 365-day streak on this side. So you've been really good at not doing it. So let's mess this streak up. Let's, because guess what? Even if you ran once, that's one more time longer than you did the year before. So what about twice? What about 3 times? Now, sometimes what happens is that, say you wanted to do something 4 times a week, and you try this week, you can only do twice. And you try next week, maybe you do it once. The week after that, twice. Sometimes over time, you figure it out and you actually get to 4 times. But sometimes you might realize that, oh snap, the most I can do consistently is twice. And that is a good thing, because you learn about yourself. You learn that, hey, where I'm at right now, my level right now is at twice a week. So you try and get good at doing that twice a week. And then from there, you can go 3 times and then 4 times as you are comfortable with twice a week. And that's why we always say, make your goals small. Now, let us know in the comment below. What is the one thing that you've been inconsistent on? And what is the one thing you've been consistent on? And how are you trading those consistencies? And if you think this video can be helpful to anybody out there, please share this with them. Like, subscribe, because it helps spread the video to other people who are looking to be more consistent in 2025. And I hope this was helpful. Right? So 2025, let's try and be less consistent in the things that are keeping us from our goal and more consistent in the things that get us to our goals. And guess what? Those two work in tandem. The more inconsistent you are here, naturally, the more consistent you're going to be on the other side. So I hope this was helpful. I'm Lesage Renegade. See you in the next video.